KQKI, hey, good morning to you. It is Brady sitting in for Mac for a few minutes, 17 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock. Got some special guests with me this morning with the Morgan City Open Fishing Rodeo. We've got Mr. Sammy Kanana. Of course, he's representing Tanks a Lot. We've got Dane Daigle with DHD Offshore, one of the corporate sponsors of this year's Morgan City Open Fishing Rodeo Golf Tournament, and then the Fishing Rodeo on Saturday. Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Good morning, Brady. Good morning. In fact, DHD is actually a co-title sponsor this year.
Great.
They
okay.
Stepped up in a big way. And,
awesome.
I tell you, between Dane and Jonathan, I'm just super excited to see these younger business people really care enough to get involved and help out in every way they can, man. Not just financially. They've been hitting the pavement and calling and soliciting sponsorship. So a big shout out to Jonathan and Dane for all the help that they've been giving us. I really appreciate it.
And I do apologize for my slip up on that. I didn't realize it was a title. Okay, great. And thank you for doing that, Dane.
Yeah, it ain't so much about the title. It's just about helping this community and helping Sammy for all his hard work and the board and everything they do for this area and putting this event on. I've said it to multiple people. I say it every year. This is my favorite event throughout the whole year in this area and other areas in the Gulf Coast. This is Morgan City, you know. This is our event,
right?
And we got to do everything we can to make it the best.
Absolutely.
For us and for outside people looking in. We want to draw people to this area. We want to bring whatever we can to the economy. And you know, me and John and a couple others, there's a handful of us, you know, young, ambitious, and looking just to get this area back to what it was and what it's never been. You know, we want it to be the best it can be and even better. And whatever we can do to contribute to that, that's what we want to do.
And we do appreciate you stepping up to the plate and, like I like to say, putting your money where your mouth is. Absolutely. And helping out with this event and other causes throughout the area. Big week ahead, Sammy. Of course, we were there. We've been involved for the past several years. I was there for the first time for the weigh-in for the live remote. We had a lot of fun. We'll be out there again Saturday from 2 until 5 for the weigh-in at the auditorium. First of all, it starts with the golf tournament on Friday. Tell us what's going on with the golf tournament.
That's right. We have a two-man, 18-hole scramble starting 10 a.m. Friday morning at Chafalaya. We've got plenty of entries in. Still have a few spots left if anybody wants to jump in. It's $100 per man, so $200 per team. We're going to have some food tents, some drink tents. I think Dane's even got a snowball tent coming. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Really good event. The weather looks great. Jacob out there at Patterson has a golf course in excellent shape. It's a really good time. And you know, when we first started this fishing rodeo, we kind of did this little 9-hole golf scramble the day before, just for a lot of people who fish like to play golf too, and it was just a small thing. And a few years back, we said, well, let's go ahead and make a full 18-hole tournament. Well, it just took off, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So in the grand scheme of things, the golf tournament has grown just to be just as big as the fishing tournament. So yeah, there is a lot going on this week, right? If I had hair, pretty head of hair like Dane, it would be on fire because just gathering up all the donations and sponsorships and food and organizing the auditorium, organizing the golf course. I mean, it's 2 events in 2 days, right? So it's a lot to do, and there's a lot of people, a whole lot of people other than me behind the scenes that are really helping to make this happen.
Yeah, you're the face and voice right now, but there are and one of them in particular I want to mention would be Joanne Bajeron.
Absolutely. Miss Joanne's retired, but she's working more now than she probably has when she had a full-time job.
That's
so
usually what happens.
Joanne's been a big help.
She really is.
We really appreciate her.
Absolutely. Now, if they do want to enter the golf tournament, how do they do that?
Best thing to do is go to mcofr.com, print out the golf entry form, fill it out, and you can email it back to mcofr@yahoo.com. Or you can drop it off at Tanks a Lot in Morgan City, which is directly across from the bowling alley. Same thing with the fishing. Entry forms are on the website, fairly straightforward, and we really, really hope if anybody's got the time and the availability, come out and fish, come out and play golf. It's a good time. We'll feed you at the golf course. We'll feed you at the auditorium. And, you know, you could have a good day of fun and catch some fish and walk away with a little prize money if you're lucky.
We always got some good food, and we always got a good atmosphere, so it's good for the whole family just to come out and enjoy. We was kind of looking to do a little something different besides just some unhealthy foods and some alcohol, so I'm like, what can I do and I heard about a mobile snowball stand.
There you go.
So I'm like, it's gonna be hot. We all know that, and
Let's do it.
we know the kids gonna be involved. And I said, well, that's good. Let's roll with that. And I know maybe some of the adults might want a little floater on top of their snowball, so I'm sure we can take care of that too. But the kids will be all right as well.
Well, hey, I'm a kid at heart. I love snow cones.
Absolutely. And real quick, back to the golf. Let me see here. I just had a note. Okay, so for the fishing, no later than noon on Thursday. That's absolute last time because we've got to take all these names, get them in. There's door prizes to sort out. So if you want to fish, we really, really need you to get in before Thursday. Same thing with the golf. I think if you're going to get in the golf, we'd really need to get something before noon tomorrow. So
Okay.
the golf is Friday, the fishing is Saturday. And again, like I said, there's a lot to do behind the scenes. So the sooner you can get yourself entered in, the easier it'll make life for everybody.
The board has a lot to prepare for,
Sure.
so the last minute
Absolutely.
stuff really makes it tough on them. On top
And
of all
it
the hard work
happens.
they-
You know, we've
yeah.
got some good entries in now, and I'm really hoping we get a lot more in the next 2 days. But you know, it typically this last week some things start flooding in. So I'm really hoping that everyone out there who has just been thinking about it, you got to get up and do it. It'll take you 2 minutes.
There you go. Hey, if you're listening on the air, call up some friends and family. Let them know. Hey, tell them, let's go fishing. Let's go play some golf. If you're watching on one of our digital platforms right now, share it on Facebook, YouTube, share the link to get the word out. And, of course, the fishing tournament Saturday is kind of laid back when it comes to the rules. Obviously, there are some. But, man, you can go out and have a great day of fun and not have to worry about a ton of rules. That's what I like about this one.
That's correct. It's not. I mean, there are rules. Don't get me wrong.
Sure, exactly.
The rules and they're fair, but it's not a super strict tournament. You know, if you want to take yourself, your wife, and 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, $100 per boat per category. It doesn't go off the number of people. It goes by boat, right? So we have catfish, bass, speckled trout, and redfish.
And
so
the trash fish.
And the trash fish, of course. Now the trash fish can't be a category fish, right? So you can't come in with a 40-pound redfish and present it as a trash fish. So I think someone tried that last year, but
I remember that.
either way,
It's a little kicker for the day, make it more fun.
it's a good time. They're on a lot of tournaments. You can go out and fish for $100 and take as many people as you like, right? One of the main rules is that you have to fish in public waters. You cannot fish in something that's not accessible via boat to the general public. So,
Sure.
and then of course all the size limits, which are congruent with the state regulations. I want to say redfish is a 3-fish limit. The speckled trout is a 5-fish bag. Bass, 3 fish, and the catfish is just 1 big catfish. So
Okay. There you go.
See, a lot of the tournaments, they do the 5-stringer for the redfish and 5-stringer for the bass, which this tournament was like that.
You're right.
But just to make it more fair and
it's a little easier.
more compatible
it's
and
hard
easier
to catch
for
those
the
5 fish, you know,
regular-
especially for weekend
yeah,
warriors. You know,
it's tough. It's tough.
Okay.
So 3 fish makes it real compatible for everybody to compete and have a fair shot at getting a check.
And what's good, I mean, if you want to go out noon on Saturday, you can go out at noon. You don't have to check in or anything Saturday morning.
no, but you do have to be in line by 4 p.m. If you show up at 4:01, we're not gonna let you in the line.
Okay.
So,
We'll keep that in mind.
definitely.
Okay,
And,
so again, mention the website.
mcofr.com, and the email is mcofr@yahoo.com. I actually want to take a second and just call out some sponsors that have been sponsors for a very long time. These are people, local businesses that have just stepped up year after year. Good times, bad times, they've always been there to help us. So I definitely would like to call out these couple of sponsors. We've got Berry Brothers, who's been for 6 years, Bourgeois Smokehouse, 7 years, C&W Financial, 7 years, Kanata Supermarket, 8 years, Central Boat, 6 years, EEC Testing, 7 years, Garber Brothers, 6 years, Geoforce, 7 years, Hanko's, 7 years, Johnny Propeller, 6 years, King Trucking, 6 years, Mayonnaise Accounting, 6 years, MCR Land Investments, 6 years, Oshner's Tesh, 5 years, Oceaneering, 7 years, Patterson State Bank, 8 years, Peterson Agency, 8 years, Regions Bank, 6 years, Skipper Sporting Goods, 6 years, Tanks a Lot, 8 years, and G&J has been our food provider from the beginning. So they
Gotta
always
love
step
Eric
up
Lynn,
in a
man.
big
Eric
way.
steps
Yep.
up.
Eric's a good guy. We appreciate it. And, of course, you know, Jonathan and Pelican, Dane at DHD, these two guys are killing it, man. I really
sure are.
appreciate all the hard work and effort. They, it warms my heart to see these young business guys care, right?
They do.
'Cause, man, a lot of people today,
This is our town. This is our
Right.
people. If we don't care, who will?
Show pride. Hey, of course, I'm not a business owner, but I moved away to Lafayette several years ago.
not
After
the
6
same.
years, I'm like, hey, I loved it. I love the lifestyle, the culture. Don't like the traffic. Move my family back home. I'm having a blast.
That's
So,
right.
Absolutely.
That's right. We take for granted what we have here.
Sure.
You know, I've been all over. I know Sammy's been all over the world. I mean, we got a great place to live and a great family atmosphere, and we want to keep it that way. We just want everyone to prosper, no matter who.
exactly.
And I can tell you what, that list right there, them sponsors, and there's nobody under 5 years. You know, all those names, that amount of businesses in this small area, all over 5, 6, 7, 8 years sponsoring this event, it really shows a lot. It shows
Right,
a lot.
it
And it
does.
shows how caring and helpful this area could be when people
Absolutely.
really commit to an event.
Exactly.
and I need to make the point. I know we made it previously, and the whole idea behind this is that a huge portion of the proceeds get divided between SLCC and the Nickel State Petroleum Services Program, which, you know, oil and gas drilling started right here in Morgan City. So to be able to give back to those two educational institutions is why we're doing it. And, you know, couldn't be more grateful to have the community support to do that. I think between the two schools in the past 10 years, we've donated about $160,000. So
It's amazing.
you get the letters, well, at least I get some letters from scholarship recipients at SLCC. Makes all the hard work worth it, man. To see how you're impacting these people's lives, giving them an opportunity to go to school, get an education, and better themselves is what it's all about.
There you go. So you can join us this weekend. We'll be out there broadcasting live on Facebook on our digital platforms Friday morning for that for that shotgun start at the Chapelai at Idlewild at 10 a.m. And then on Saturday, we're broadcasting live from the auditorium from 2 until 5 for the weigh-in. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you out this weekend. Don't forget mcofr.com if you want to register for the golf tournament, for the fishing tournament. Tomorrow is the deadline for the golf, and then on Thursday at noon, deadline to register for the fishing rodeo. Thank you guys, Sammy Kanata and Dane Daigle.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
you.
All right, we'll see y'all this weekend.
Come out and support.
Thank
That's
you.
right, 95.3 FM KQKI, Bayou Vista, Morgan City, Louisiana.